Good Thursday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV. Wow, looky here. It is a rainy, overcast morning. We've had some rain this morning, but it's a beautiful day. Hey, good Thursday morning there. This is the first morning I've woken up in ages, and I didn't put on thermal underwear anywhere on my body. And I mean, so today it's supposed to be like 60s. But overcast and sunny, so it's just beautiful weather here, and it really is going to create the springtime effect. You can already see the trees are starting to bud. Hard to believe because it's not even March, but it's happening. Does it seem like the seasons have changed? They've altered it just seems to me like the seasons don't fall in tune like they used to when I was growing up, but who knows? Anyways, wife's already gone, back to the routine. Yeah, how many are back to routine? They have to get out of bed every day now and drive to work. Yeah, I mean, is it the new world order? It really is. If you're live in the USA, the new world order is here. So let's get inside the house. I'll show you how to get into it without breaking a window. So here's the puppies. There's one. There's two. There's three. There's four. Okay. So there we are. Wow. Wow, you guys are noisy. What, you don't know each other? You guys don't know each other? Come on, let's go. Come on, get out here. Woo! My goodness gracious, Stouty. Can we keep it all accounted for? Come on, pups. Let's get out here. Come on. Is the pack here? The 8-pack is here. Oh, my goodness. Noisy, right? How would you live without the noise? Noise? Got the burn pit going big time, don't I? Man, what a project yesterday. Cleaning out that back area of my property, which I'm kind of on a mission to clean that all up, but that's a lot of work, man. That'll be a lot of work to really ever get it to look the way I want it to look, but it gives me something to do here at the Ice Age TV compound, which that's what it is. It's the compound. But the warm weather's here, burning the fire. I just like having a fire. I just like to smoke. But do we really need it? Not per se, because it's so warm out. It really is nice. You'd feel like I would think I'm in Florida in so many ways. There's a little bit of humidity, and it's just such a nice time of day. One of my subscribers complimented my hat, Brian K. He complimented my cleaner look from looking like a recluse, so I thought that was kind of funny. Enjoy the comments, everybody that weighs in on my channel. Thanks so much. Where are all the dogs? Come on, Puppies, you hungry? Are you hungry? Come on there, Gypsy. Look at Gypsy and Prince. Look how big Prince is getting. He's just a beautiful dog. And his mobility seems to be okay. We all were kind of concerned about that here a while back. Here we are in the Gold Rush shop, the Whipple Horse shop, the Honda shop, the Z28 shop. Wow, it's a lot of a shop. A lot of stuff sitting here. Okay, so let's get the other guys. Let's first get the other guys in the office so that I can start my day with talking to you. How about that? Another day of talking on the YouTube channel, which I've been doing now for so many years. How many years? How many years can I do it? How many years before I could actually make a living off of this? How many years? Come on, puppies, come on. Or is it an ever thing? I did do some research to answer that question, just so you know. Come here, pups. Let's go. Come on, Ginger Scout. Come on, puppies. Ginger Scotty. And there he's your old Princey boy, all fluffed up. Got to get these guys on the flea and tick prevention, which I kind of forgot to do because of the just being the winter months. But I woke up this morning thinking, man, if I don't get these dogs on flea and tick prevention, it's going to be not a pretty picture. Come on, Ginger Scout. Come on, pups. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on, Scotty. No. Leave her alone. Come on. Scout. Scotty. Whoops. Scout. Scotty. So as usual, Scouts. Here he comes. Good boy. Look how much more enthusiastic they are. I put them on a different dog food. And I feed him. Come on, let's go. No, stop it. Hey, leave him alone. Come on, Scout. Come on. And his eyes look so much better. Come on, pup. Let's go. Come on, pup. Come on. Yeah, the doctor, really said he's losing his vision, but I don't know, man. It's all about the medicine. Then my wife bought this expensive eye medicine. You just have to believe anymore in today's world that the veterinarians, is it more about the bill than the well-being of the dog? Sure have to wonder that sometimes. All right, so let's see here. Get the I just remember this morning, this Sunday, we're supposed to take like the dogs up to the vet. I think all 4 of them, if I'm correct. And I told my good friend Steve last Sunday that we'd be at the car show with all 4 dogs. But I think we can still make that work. I told him if the weather's nice that I would be there. And but like I said, I think I can still make that work because I don't think our appointment's until 11 o'clock. So being there from 9:30 to 10:30 would be more than enough time to be hanging out at the car show. All right, here you go, hungry boys and girls. Go over here. Look at that. They are crawling up underneath there. Come here, pups. There's a bowl. Here's the thing. I'm buying that less expensive dog food, My World, $35 a bag, and seems like the dogs. Here you go. Hey, no. Look at them. Look. Here you go. There's my ice cream. That is so funny. There's my ice cream thing from Costco. How they got that? I have no idea. All right, so let's get in here. Come here. Come here, Gypsy baby. We got to get her fixed. She's such a beautiful dog. If I was a breeder, I wouldn't get her fixed. But I'm not up for that, everybody. There's just no way, man. There's just no way. It's just too much, if you know what I mean. So, all right, got that. We can just leave that open as we get the day going. On the morning conversations, what are we talking about today? Today I thought, it'd be a pretty cool conversation would be the new age. Now Donald Trump has this big thing of the golden age. And if you didn't see that White House roundtable meeting yesterday, you really should. That was exciting. I just don't remember under the Joe Biden presidency of the excitement of to me, Donald Trump seems to be much more willing to interact with people and meet people and share what's going on than the Joe Biden presidency. It's just so much more to me, more entertaining of having Donald Trump as our president, over Joe Biden. Because he's just so much more entertaining, and he's so much more fluid, and he's so much more the smarter guy, and he's so much more wanting to invite people and entertain, interact. Stop it! You guys just stop it. We have like 4 bowls out here. Hey, you're a troublemaker. Just stop it. So get over there. Yeah, go on, Diesel. Come on over there. Go on, you can get over there. Yeah, you too, Prince. So if you didn't see that White House correspondence, whatever you want to call it, the round table of all the appointed cabinet members, you should really go watch that because it was a really good, it was just, you felt like you were there. You felt like our president is trying to be, forthright and forthcoming, I guess you could say. So, but here's the thing with Donald Trump versus the Joe Biden lovers, likers, it's a total different presidency. It's a total different mindset. And, it's a whole different direction of our country. And so many people don't like it. They want to go back to the old ways, which I think it's like the dark ages. I thought to myself, did we just come through the dark ages? That's radical because the dark ages was the fall of the Roman Empire in 443 AD and on. And, that was when Europe really became a very unique continent with all the breakup of the Roman Empire, and then so many people broke off into their own mini, villages and all the barbarians and the Vikings. It was a very challenging time, and they lost a lot, but they gained a lot as well. But the reason I say the Dark Ages is because when Donald Trump was at the end of his first term in 2020, the pandemic came in, and in March of 2020, everybody was sent home. All the kids were sent home. It's incredible to think about what went on in our country in 2020 when everybody was very concerned about this new virus and how everybody was sent in some ways to the basement. It was the dark ages. We literally lived, in my view, a very sad time. There's so many kids in this country that lost out in their last few years of school or their earlier years of school. Like my daughter, she lost out on her last, her junior and senior year of school, of interacting with others, face to face. And then so many kids were just sheltered in homes that they didn't have anything. They didn't have the outlet. They didn't have the finances like so many other wealthy people had to have all the luxury of playing games, and maybe their dad and mom bought a boat or an RV that, enabled them to escape and get out in the water. There were so many families who didn't have that type of monies, where they were just forced to be hunkered down and living in the dark, living in your basement, living in your house. You couldn't do much. You were frowned upon if you went out in public without a mask. You were frowned upon if you went out in public in general. It's been unbelievable what was going on during that 2021, 2022, then the mandated vaccines that were forcing people to take the vaccine if they wanted to continue to be able to hold their job. Does everybody remember this? Do you really remember all this under Joe Biden's presidency of how this country, the rule? Does everybody remember when after the January 6th event that the Capitol was surrounded with military and major fencing? Do you remember this? Did the major media, they call it I think Elon Musk calls it the media legacy. Do you remember any of them sitting downtown showing that the powers to be sitting in the Capitol were surrounded by a military and by fencing that you thought maybe you were over in Europe or the Middle East or a third world country where the harm to the public officials was through the roof, and that we should be concerned for all our well-being and safety because the whole Capitol was literally fenced off and locked down? Does anybody remember all this? Did you remember seeing the videos of police going to people and showing up to arrest them for not wearing a mask? Do you remember that you couldn't travel from state to state in certain states because of one state didn't want you to pass through, to travel through, unless it was mandatory business? Do you remember all this? Do you remember that, you had to have the right to go to work, and it had to be an essential business, essential service for you to actually be out and about in the roads? Wow. So we really truly came, in my views, 2021, 2022 was such the dark ages in our country. It really was. And remember the stock market went down, and everything was going downward, but it really wasn't until, I would say, late 2022, going to 2023, that the dark ages started to become sunnier, and the restrictions started to be, kind of removed, and the force of vaccinations at the last minute. Joe Biden then raised his hand and said, oh, well, forget it. We're not going to enforce these vaccinations anymore. And then for all those people that we let go that didn't decide to get vaccinated, you're not coming back. We're not going to have that conversation. Do you remember all this? Come on. Wow. And for some reason, there seems to be a ton of people in this country that think that the Joe Biden presidency was the best damn thing that ever happened in our country. No, it was the worst damn thing that ever happened in my country. Just like that, you're looking on my ramp right here. The worst thing that just happened to me this morning is my dog just shit on my ramp. Kind of like what happened in our country under Joe Biden's regime powers, a.k.a. Obama and George Soros. Yeah, look at this. Elon Musk is saying that apparently George Soros is in the making of going to take the House back. Yes, this is factual, just so you know. Apparently, it seems like that this is on X. Every conservative should be talking about the Wisconsin Supreme Court election on April 1st. George Soros is trying to buy the court so liberals can gerrymander Wisconsin congressional map and take House in 2026. And so this is really happening. So, and I've talked about this numerous times on my channel already, for all the Doge things going on, with Elon Musk and Donald Trump, I've always said that, you go into 2026 and the House is taken away from the Republican Party, it's going to be, hello, Trump's presidency is going to be he could become a lame duck. And that's the goal of the liberal Democratic Party right now, is they want to literally create the lame duck presidency of Donald Trump by kicking all these things he's doing as far as they can, legality, judicial, for all these things he's trying to do to our government, to shrink our government, to let go of people, to be more efficient country government and then have fiscal responsibility. He's working very hard on doing that in a time frame that he knows is limited, because if the elections this fall come to be that eliminates some of the Republicans in the House, he knows that going in next year trying to get these bills passed, it'll never happen. It'll never happen. And the Democratic, powers to be will then have the power to control the House, and Donald Trump and Elon Musk, for all their risk taking, is lull. It's not going to happen. It's interesting watching Elon Musk yesterday at that meeting, roundtable meeting, I call it, of all the new appointed cabinet members, all the most important people of our party, of our country, I should say more, the country that have the stature to make laws and enforce laws and to make new policies and take our country a different direction. It was interesting to see Elon Musk stand there and present himself to Donald Trump in a very cordial way, very, a meaningful way. But he talked about how much his life is being threatened. He really did. And you could hear in his voice that it's not good. Elon Musk is having many, many, many death threats. Many, many people want to see that guy dead, which is, very, very unfortunate, because he's bringing the wrath of hell to so many that don't want to accept that they've been let go of their job, and all these agencies that have been funneling this money for what we think is not correct, it's corrupt. They're all, they're mad as hell at this guy, and they can only hope this guy doesn't live another day. It's so bad. They can only hope that Donald Trump doesn't live another day. This is, I would say, the most hate in modern times of public officials and even civil servants. You could probably call Elon Musk a civil servant over a public official, because he's not technically employed by the government. He's Donald Trump's financial advisor. That's what they call him, just for the record. It's Amy Gleason that is the head of this DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, that's overseeing all this so-called radical change in our government of trying to thin out and weed out all the corruption. But there's so many that don't like this because they're part of it. So who is ever happy when the money gets cut off? Who's ever happy when you make less money? Who's ever happy when you lose your job? But at the same time, there's so many opportunities to do something somewhere else. This is incredible. I talked to different dealerships, different people in business, and I said, do you really think that this country is getting ready to go through some financial havoc in times? And one individual said to me, that's a GM of many dealerships, that person said, when I have the help wanted sign out and 100 people show up for that job, then I'll believe it. Until that time, it ain't happening. We put out help wanted signs on all the time, and just a minuscule few people show up. So if you look around for all the help wanted signs in business, and I said, that's a good point. That if you look at how many companies and organizations are looking for help and they can't find it, they can't get it. And it's, in some ways, to get it, they got to pay an extremely enormous amount of money. So from that perspective, you'd have to say that people start harping that the country's going down the toilet, but yet there's so many businesses that need help that they can't find it. People don't show up to work. And that's a concern with Donald Trump and Elon Musk, is they're seeing that all these so-called government employees, they don't know if they are government employees. They don't really even know. What's incredible is GAO, which I talked about yesterday, it's incredible to think that, do we really even have a real fine line of where all the federal money's going to federal employees, and are these actually even federal employees? Did you ever see the what was the show, Seinfeld, with Kramer, that went to work for that company he's never even hired? Did you ever see that series? Was that funny? You have to see that series with Kramer and Seinfeld, where he was working for his company, but he wasn't actually even officially employed for that company, but he was showing up for meetings and doing things, and eventually they came to realize that Kramer wasn't even employed. They didn't even know why he was there. Come on. Is that funny? Is that kind of where we probably are in our federal government? I guarantee we are. I guarantee you there's probably people getting paid money that aren't even employees of the government, but they're riding off of something. Yeah, right there next to my nice car. Don't be scratching all up. So So, anyways, I talk a lot about this, and I know a lot of people say, your whole Ice Age TV is totally gone political. Well, it hasn't. I mean, there are tons of other videos of per se non-politics. There are tons of other videos they make throughout the day that don't have to necessarily talk about this. But we're at such a really unique time of our life, never seen before, of what we're witnessing of a government that I've said so many times that the perception is from Elon Musk and Donald Trump and the Doge that we're living in a country with a government that's corrupt as hell. But I think the Democratic Party is going to try to flip that. I think that all these people are getting laid off are going to try to flip that's a bunch of malarkey, and these people are lying to you. I just really believe that as time progresses, that will be the argument that this is all made up. That how would Elon Musk or Amy Gleason really know your position in government to have the right to get rid of you when it should have been your boss that got rid of you? But here's the thing, the word is out by Donald Trump that all these head agencies, all the big bosses, they have to start trimming their workforce. So in that aspect, I guess that Donald Trump's turning the table going, okay, I'll take that. It's not right maybe that Doge is so-called eliminating people that we don't really know who they are. But guess what? You're going to have to clean up your act. You have no choice. You have to trim your budget, trim your workforce, and you're going to have to suck it up, Buttercup. So maybe that's the next phase, what's getting ready to happen. That's what it sounds like by like April of this year. They have I'm thinking of like a 2-3 month time frame for all these head people in government that have to get their act together and really present a better fiscal responsibility and a better, more clean-lined organization. So I don't know. Anyways, the whole point is I talk a lot about this on my channel, and it's really because of, once again, it's all about how I'm trying to see here on what's going on here. Just got lots of text and everything else on my channel, or I should say on my phone. So let me see here what I got going on here. What else doesn't talk to you about? So here's a good thing. Here's Elon. Elon here talks about what's going on in our country, but it isn't really Elon. He's just reading from others. So Elon is talking about the woke mind. Elon, and keep in mind, this wasn't written from him. It was written from somebody else. Okay, so this here talks about Elon talking about how we've witnessed the woke mind virus is creating an artificial mental civil war. To summarize, the woke mind virus, it consists of creating very, very divisive identity politics. It actually amplifies racism, it amplifies sexism, and all the isms while claiming to do the opposite. It actually divides people and makes them hate each other, and it makes people hate themselves. It's also anti-meritocratic. It's not merit-based. You want to have people succeed based on how hard they work and their talents, not who they are, whether they're a man, woman, what race or gender. It's an artificial mental civil war that's created, and let me tell you, it's no fun. Woke mind virus and fun are incompatible. There's no fun in that, no joy. The woke mind virus is all about condemning people instead of celebrating people. One in the work, it just doesn't celebrate. It's all about condemning and being divisive. And I think it's just evil. So is that pretty well said? I think that's really well written about what the woke agenda is in our country, and we were witnessing it. And the reason I bring that up is because now Al Sharpton, I don't know if you know who Al Sharpton is, but he now is on an agenda. So Al Sharpton is on a movement that you need to do a Black Friday. Yeah, I guess this is the real Black Friday, that he's claiming on February 28th that you need to boycott all the anti-woke DEI organizations. So counter the attack, the DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, do not make any purchases. Do not shop online or in store. No Amazon, no Walmart, no Best Buy, no McDonald's and other fast food stores, no gas, no major retailers. Do not use your credit card, spending blah, 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 if necessary, only necessary, blah, blah, blah. Why this matters. So this here is good old Al Sharpton, who the guy, is indebted to the IRS for millions of dollars. He never paid his taxes, but he got the scapegoat card, He got the skate card on that. He did. He owns the IRS millions of dollars. That's been kicked to the curb. Okay, no, don't do that. No, no, no. Here we go. This is where the garbage. No, no, no. Nope, get away. So this is where the garbage is becoming a problem in my shop because we have too much garbage. So just get out of there. So here's Al Sharpton. He's pushing the woke agenda, but he's pushing the hate agenda. Which, is that guy, the guy's made a lot of money, the Jesse Jacksons, Al Sharpton. But hey, everybody, supposedly the Jeffrey Epstein files are being released today. Wow. Can you wait to see the list? Can you wait to see the list? So Pam Bondi, supposedly his list is going to share with you what we've been waiting for so many years is the Jeffrey Epstein files. Wow. Wow. So here to sum it all up, I was seeing myself this morning. The EV age is challenged more than ever. Mercedes-Benz is raising their hand. Mercedes-Benz is claiming their EV sales is off by 51%. The growth of EV sales has really died out. And, and I was thinking to myself, it's incredible on how the EV age was such the agenda under Joe Biden's administration, such paying everybody off to become green, such the amount of money that I'm still curious to hear about the Inflation Reduction Act of the $800 billion that was allocated for the green agenda of our country, where some of that money went. So we're very curious about that. Oh, yeah, so tomorrow's a big mineral deal between Ukraine and the United States supposedly going down to kind of make sense of the war that we're in with Russia and maybe hopefully resolve that. But back to my idea here is I thought to myself this morning, I think the green agenda is kind of like the diet agenda because you think it through. We have within hand's reach more than ever in our lifetime all of the so-called proper foods, the proper lifestyle, all the exercise gyms, all the stuff you can buy to bring home, all the different foods, all the weight loss, the drugs, everything that is so much related to not being an overweight or obese person in our country. And that's within hand's reach to most people to be in better shape and to take better care of them. But yet it seems that our country is continuing to become an obese society like never ever seen. And it seems like a major problem in our country is diabetes, the addictions of drugs and alcohol. And once again, we have a health issue on our doorstep like never seen in modern times in this country. But yet we have all the technology in the world to really make that not be the case because of all the advancements of eating and living a better, healthier life. But for some reason, majority of people, it seems like, don't want to live that life. So I thought to myself, wow, could that be the example of an EV over an ice age? Meaning, so the ice age person just loves that exhaust note. That ice age person just loves hearing that V8 motor run down the road. They love the smell of exhaust. They love to go fill up their car with gasoline per se there when I say that. But they just love the ice world. But they don't like per se the EV world. So it's actually as if you think to yourself, it's kind of like, I guess we're the fat ones. So you could kind of say to yourself in some ways, the ice age people are kind of like the people resistant to go eat this perfect, green lifestyle where we're more of, man, I just want to enjoy my beer. I just want to enjoy my good old hamburger and French fries. I just want to enjoy my good old ice cream sundae. I want to enjoy my chocolate chip, cookie. And I think that's who we are that just loves the ice age. But then the EV age person, I guess maybe they're more in the page that, turn your thermostat up in the summer to 88 degrees. You don't run the air conditioning. And in the winter months, you let your house get down to 60 degrees. And you don't eat but maybe 2 meals a day. And you just drink water. And you don't drink carbonated drinks. And you don't go out to eat. You don't eat fast food. And that's more of who you are. But it seems like the masses are starting to talk that good old apple pie, that good old ice cream and apple pie, and that good old hot dog, and that good old hamburger is the true beginnings and the true ongoing love of our country that correlates right back to the Ice Age car. Wow. And hey, what did I name my channel? Ice Age TV. Why did I name it that? Because I saw in 2020 that the internal combustion engine age was going to be challenged like never ever seen. And you know what's so cool is we're still standing, and many manufacturers, including Mercedes-Benz, is point blank raising their hand saying, we ain't taking away ICE. We're reevaluating, and we're going to keep the ICE machine going. Wow. Hey, everybody, you got to stay strong. Just like this government that's around us, and unfortunately for the liberal-minded person, they're not in the right mindset. More than ever in our country, you have to object, and reject the liberal-minded person. They're woke and DEI ways, it doesn't work. They want to live in the dark ages, and we're not going to do that. So everybody, thanks for watching my channel. Appreciate all the support. I got to go to work. I got people waiting on me. God bless. Have a beautiful day.